Hello everyone, welcome to Edge Time. Today we have a really cool new knife that I got from White Mountain Knives. This is my first purchase from White Mountain Knives. I haven't gone through them previously, and this video isn't sponsored by White Mountain Knives, but I would like to take a second to recommend them. I ordered this knife, I want to say, less than 5 days ago, and they shipped it very, very quickly. And they have free shipping within the United States, so that's excellent. And their price was good on this knife, and they were the only place that actually had it. I didn't even really intend on getting this knife, at least not immediately, but that's just mainly because I didn't think it would be available for a while. I'll show you all what it is here in a minute. But yeah, White Mountain Knives had it, and yeah, so really cool. Let's go ahead and get into it here. I'm going to do something a little goofy, and I'm going to use 2 pyrites to get into it. And that probably gave you a clue as to what it is. If it needs 2 knives to open, which it probably doesn't. Oh, looks like it does. Alright, we'll use this pyrite to get into this side. Alright, let's get this box opened up. Is there more cutting that I need to do? Nope. Oh my goodness. There we go. I'm not doing very well with this very simple box. I'm not very smart. Oh, there we go. Got some packing peanuts and the box itself. Alright. Yay, peanuts. Alright. Let's get this box off to the side, and here it is. Oh my goodness. I am very excited about this, because this is such a cool knife. Let's get this thing open. This is the Pyrite slip joint. This is one that I have only seen, at least as far as I remember, on Bob's Pocket Knives on his YouTube channel. And I believe he was one of the only people that actually managed to snag one of the prototypes. I haven't really seen them anywhere else. But yeah, here is the full production version, and oh, is it beautiful. So before I open this up, Bob's Pocket Knives, his Bowie, or what, Bowie, his slip joint, this is a Bowie style blade, I forget exactly how you're supposed to pronounce that, but his slip joint pyrite had quarter stops, so it would stop at 25 degrees, 50 degrees, sorry, I'm not thinking in terms of actual radial math here, it would stop at 25%, 50%, 75% and 100%. So it would actually be something more like 45 degrees, 90 degrees, oh gosh, 135 degrees and 180 degrees. So let's see if this one will do that. Okay, so no, looks like on the full production version they actually just went to 90 degree stops. Now, honestly, I'm kind of happy about that. Like, you know, it would be cool if mine had that same action that Bob's Pocket Knives did. But I honestly prefer 90 degree stops. So I figured that ratcheting motion created by quarter stops would annoy me, and I think that this is going to work a little bit better for me, just having 90 degree stops. So yeah, Bob's Pocket Knives, if you're watching this and you have not gotten the full production version in your hands yet, just be aware that this production version does not have those quarter stops. So that is very interesting that they put that on the prototype, but not on the full production version. So I love this. Like I said, I think that 90 degree stops will work better for me. And man, it's crispy, so crispy. And it actually has like a little bit of a ting to it. It sounds so good. It's just so smooth. I think it's on washers. Although like on the website, on like White Mountain and on CJRB's own website, it says bearings, but I doubt that just because there's not much space in there for bearings. This is a very thin knife. I believe this is even substantially thinner than other pyrites. No, blade stock is the same as other pyrites here. Yeah, blade stock is pretty much the same. But yeah, very fancy pyrite. I am a huge fan of pyrites. I have a fourth. Where is my fourth pyrite? This may take me a second to find it. Ah, one moment. There we go. There's pyrite number 4. So I have, yeah, 4 pyrites, and then how many CJRBs does this make in total? Bear with me for a second. I'm just going to grab all my CJRBs. I should not have this many. Alright, I think that's all of them. Let's put this off to the side. So I've got these 4 pyrites, I've got my bolt, I've got my this is my prototype echo, and my production echo. The echo was my first one. It's the one that sort of kicked off my CJRB addiction. And I think that CJRBs are easy to get addicted to just because there is so much variation among the models, but they're all the same excellent quality. So you can have all these knives, like literally all of these knives will do pretty much exactly the same thing. And most of them are even button locks. And they all have exactly the same blade steel. They are all AR RPM 9, but they're just offered in such a beautiful wide palette of colors and shapes. That I think that's one thing that really makes CJRB special, is that a lot of their knives are built exactly the same, and so you never have to worry about the quality. You just get to choose from a huge, beautiful palette of materials, colors, finishes, shapes, sizes. So yeah, I really love CJRB. I'm going to go and put these all away now and bring our attention back to the actual subject of this video, which is the slip joint pyrite. Put all of these off to the side. And if I had to put a label on my favorite CJRB that I have, it would probably be, honestly, it's a hard battle between my Pyrite Lights and my Fancy Pyrite from Knife Center, this Knife Center exclusive one. Because I really like the titanium on my Carta on this one. These are just such good budget knives that I carry all the time. So it's a hard split. But then my least favorite would have to be the Bolt. I think the Recoil Lock V2 was rushed to production. This thing has terrible lash here. I mean, it just grinds like crazy, and I'm totally fine with that. This is an early production bolt. I'm sure they're going to fix that. I'm sure they fixed that on the new, on their newest Recoil Lock knives. So yeah, just an early production run sort of fault here, and I'm sure there'll be a couple little things like that with this, because this is a very early production run slip joint pyrite. But yeah, this is not a bad knife by any means. If you just use the crossbar lock, it's very smooth. The problem is, if you try to use the actual recoil lock here, it has quite a bit of stick, as you can hear, and yeah, it's just not the most pleasant operating experience. But it's, like I said, it's not a bad knife. I love the blade shape of it. It's such a usable blade shape. Although it does snag sometimes, just a little, but yeah, still, cool knife. Just needs a little bit of improvement, which I'm sure they've given it at this point. Put this one away, and how many more? This one is my work knife, so it does not go back into the box. And this one's also an everyday, so it doesn't go back into the box. So let's set this off to the side and put my fancy pyrite back up here in my toolbox. Alright. So, the slip joint pyrite. Let's do, actually I'm going to open my toolbox back up and grab a couple knives for size comparison. I have located my bug out, so we'll use it as one of the comparisons here, and then grab my pair of 3 lightweight as the other one. So it is just a very average size pocket knife. It's like exactly the same size of both the bug out and the pair of 3, or pair of 3 lightweight. So yeah, very average size knife. Let's see. What else do we have to talk about? Materials. As you all know at this point, this is AR RPM 9 steel. An excellent powder form steel, proprietary to CJRB. We have brass bolsters. I want to say maybe ebony wood, maybe rosewood. I actually don't know. And you can tell this is early production because there's actually still some like little bandsaw marks on the wood and stuff. It doesn't bother me, like I said, because I know how early production this is. You can't even get this on any other website. Like, honestly, I'm, like, I know this is a real CJRB, but it's just one of those things, it's like, it's just weird to me to have it this early. So, yeah. Then we have a regular steel pocket clip, which I will probably honestly be taking off because I would probably like to carry this in a slip in my pocket as opposed to an actual clip carry. But I don't know. Looking at it, I think it would be pretty cool to actually carry a slip joint clipped, just because that's something that most slip joints don't have. So I think I might actually try that. But yeah, let's test. Let's look at sharpness here real fast. Grab a piece of paper. CJRB usually has extremely good factory edges, so yep, extremely good as usual. Yeah, CJRB really understands knives, I've found. So yeah, their knives come very sharp. Not really much else to say. I don't have a scale right in front of me, but I would call it a medium weight pocket knife. It's not stupid ultralight, but it's not something that'll make you go, ugh, that'll make you drop your hand towards the table either. It's yeah, it's a good weight, and it's balanced pretty well, I want to say. Yeah, that's your balance point right there. So pretty much halfway. Good balance. Typical wonderful Pyrite ergonomics, just the only difference being you're not going to want to apply too much pressure on the spine because this is a slip joint and that blade will close on you if you're not careful. But that is why I bought this knife, is because it was a slip joint. Just because I thought that was a very unique and cool thing to have a slip joint Pyrite. And this knife will not be for everyone. Obviously, I will not be carrying this to work because I need a lock. During what I'm doing. Not that I'm beating on the spine of my knife, but that is one thing I don't want to have to worry about while I'm working, is the blade closing on my hand. So I do need at least a button lock. That's what I usually carry for work, and that's just strong enough to where I know it's not going to accidentally close on me during normal use. So yeah, if you're going to be using your knife for hard tasks every day, probably don't want a slip joint. But for me, this knife is going to be the knife I carry when I'm not really concerned about hard use. Like, this is really more of a fancy knife for me, and it is indeed very fancy, very pretty. So yeah, I'm not gonna be worried about hard use. I'm not really gonna need a lock when I'm using this knife. Now, if a situation comes around while I'm carrying this that I do need a lock, that's what the other Pyrite in my back pocket is for. So yeah, that's why I always carry two knives, especially when I'm carrying a knife like this that I don't want to beat up. I'll always carry a secondary user knife. And you'll see that this knife actually has the pocket clip on the left-handed side, and that is because I like to carry this in my right hand back pocket, and that way, if I carry it like that, the blade is pressed against the seam of my jeans instead of just hanging out into my back pocket where it could potentially open. So yeah, that's why I have that like that. Yeah. So, not a whole lot more to say about this thing. I will, of course, be carrying it because I've been very excited about this. I'll let you all know how it does. I don't foresee any problems with this because it's literally one of the simplest knife designs that you can make. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. And make sure you check out my other videos. I have a lot of other unboxings, overviews, stuff like that. And, yeah, like I said, hope you all enjoyed. I will see you on the next one. Have a good day.